America's job market is crumbling. Unemployment rises, California and New York hit hard, and even college graduates are waiting tables. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the August 2025 jobs report painted a very bleak picture. America added just 22,000 new jobs nationwide. Yes, that's all. 22,000. In a country of over 330 million people, that's a drop in the bucket. To make matters worse, the unemployment rate ticked up slightly to 4.3%. Now, you might hear that number and think, well, 4.3% doesn't sound catastrophic. But here's the catch. That figure is only preliminary data, the kind that almost always gets revised downward in later months. If history is any guide, by the time the numbers are corrected, that small gain of 22,000 jobs could very well disappear, possibly even turning negative. In plain language, we may already be at the point where the U.S. economy has stopped creating new jobs altogether. Let me put this in human terms. Imagine a full-time engineer in Ohio who had been earning around $5,000 per month. He gets laid off. After a month of searching with no luck, he's forced to piece together two different jobs to support his family. In the mornings, he works behind the counter at McDonald's for minimum wage. At night, he drives Uber to make ends meet. Now here's where the statistics get misleading. On paper, what just happened? One unemployed person vanished from the rolls. Meanwhile, the job numbers showed not just one, but two new positions being filled, because that engineer took over a part-time food service role and also created a gig economy position driving rideshare. Unemployment went down. Job creation went up. Politicians can wave the flag and say, look how strong the labor market is. But in real life, we know better. A stable, well-paying middle-class job was destroyed and replaced with two low-paying, unstable gigs. That family's income collapsed. Their quality of life plummeted. Their health insurance likely disappeared. Their future security evaporated. This is what economists call job hollowing. And it's not new. For decades, but especially since the pandemic, America's economic structure has been changing at its core. Instead of adding strong middle-class careers, we've seen explosive growth in low-end service jobs. Just look at the fastest-growing categories, again according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics: hospitality and leisure, retail, and temporary staffing services. In everyday terms, restaurant servers, hotel housekeepers, retail clerks, and warehouse temps. And what do all those jobs have in common? Low wages, poor or non-existent benefits, unpredictable hours, no clear career ladder, little to no long-term security. Worse yet, more Americans than ever are being forced to work multiple jobs just to keep food on the table. Even the Federal Reserve itself has reported that the percentage of Americans juggling two or more jobs has been steadily rising. So when a senator goes on TV proudly boasting, we created 200,000 jobs this quarter, what they don't tell you is this: they aren't measuring the quality of those jobs. It's like a doctor telling you, good news, our patient's overall weight is going up. But he doesn't mention that the weight gain is from fat, not muscle. That's the state of the U.S. labor market right now, bloated with low-quality work while real prosperity shrinks. And into this fragile situation comes an even bigger disruption: artificial intelligence. In 2025 alone, AI has already permanently wiped out more than 20,000 jobs. These weren't just jobs lost because the economy hit a downturn. These were jobs that companies have eliminated forever, replaced with algorithms that are faster, cheaper, and more efficient than any human employee. And here's the shocking part. It's not just blue-collar or factory jobs being displaced. AI is coming for white-collar work, the jobs most Americans once thought were safe. Administrative roles, paralegal research, customer service, even certain forms of accounting. AI is eating into all of them. Look at the data for recent college graduates. In August 2025, the unemployment rate for new grads hit 9.3%. Just 6 months earlier, in January, it was only 5.4%. That's nearly doubled in half a year. Think about that. Students who spent 4 years, sometimes 6 or more, paying tuition, racking up tens of thousands in student debt, were promised that their degree would be a golden ticket to opportunity. Instead, many are standing in line at coffee shops, waiting for an interview to earn tips. This is why so many young Americans feel betrayed. No one is saying college is worthless. Some fields, like nursing or engineering, still require it. But the promise that a degree equals a good life has been shattered. And that's the second crack in America's economic foundation: AI-driven structural unemployment. This isn't tied to any short-term recession. It's a revolution in productivity itself. And revolutions don't reverse. So, let's look at the big picture through three sobering numbers. Layoffs. By the end of August 2025, U.S. companies had announced 892,000 layoffs, a staggering 66% increase compared to last year. That number has already surpassed the entire total for 2024. California's tech industry has been decimated, while New York has seen layoffs soar by 33%. Hiring. Employers nationwide reported plans for just 1,494 new jobs in August. That's not a typo. Fewer than 1,500 jobs across the entire country. That's the lowest monthly figure since 2009, during the depths of the Great Recession. Job seekers versus job openings. For the first time in many years, the number of Americans looking for work has exceeded the number of available jobs. That means the balance of power has shifted. No longer can employees demand higher wages, threaten to quit, and quickly find better offers. The age of worker leverage is over. Put all three together, and the conclusion is inescapable: the American labor market is collapsing before our eyes. Now, what's the government's plan? For the moment, the Federal Reserve's only real lever is cutting interest rates. Futures markets already predict the Fed will slash rates several times in the coming months. But here's the problem: lowering rates might give the stock market a sugar rush. It might spark a short-lived, feel-good rally. But it won't bring back the hundreds of thousands of jobs that AI has erased. Worse, rate cuts will pour gasoline on the fire of inflation. If prices for groceries, rent, and utilities surge even faster, then even if you do manage to land a job, your paycheck will get eaten alive by the cost of living. You'll feel like you're running in place, working harder but getting nowhere. It's as if we're choosing to fight a jobs crisis by deliberately triggering an inflation crisis. A lose-lose scenario. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not sharing this to spread fear or despair. In fact, quite the opposite. In uncertain times like these, the most valuable asset any of us can have is clear-eyed awareness. The media is full of spin, distractions, and political talking points. I believe older Americans, those of us who have lived through recessions, wars, bubbles, and crashes, deserve the straight truth. That truth is, the job market is changing in ways we've never seen before. And survival will depend on making smart, realistic choices. Maybe for you, that means temporarily picking up part-time work in hospitality or retail. Maybe it means investing in learning a specialized skill that AI cannot replace, something deeply human like caregiving, skilled trades, or creative problem-solving. Or maybe it means reevaluating your retirement plans, tightening your finances, and preparing for a slower economy. Whatever your choice, the key is to stay alert, stay flexible, and stay honest with yourself. So, if you found today's breakdown helpful, remember this: information is power. By truly understanding what's happening, not the headlines but the hard data, you give yourself the best chance to navigate this storm with wisdom. Thank you for listening. Thank you for thinking critically. And until next time, stay steady, stay watchful, and take care of yourselves.